Hi everyone, I'm the Plant Propagator and welcome to my channel. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about what I do, please subscribe to my channel. Today we're going to do something a little different, and the title of the video today is What a Bee Sees a Test. And before you turn me off, just kind of watch a little bit and hopefully we'll have some fun, but we'll see how it goes. I wanted to thank you for watching. And for those of you that have subscribed, thanks for subscribing. If you're new, welcome. This is right now, I don't have a huge audience. I've got a small audience, and because of that, we can do some things like we're going to do today. And just hold on, I'll get to that in a minute. I've been a plant scientist for about 40 years. I've been in this area. I'm always learning, and I started this YouTube channel about 6 months ago, and I've learned a lot from this YouTube channel. I've learned how to make videos, the editing. I've always been into photography, and I've made time-lapse animations in my laboratory, but this is the first time I've really made videos where I'm featured. So I'm learning as I go when I'm doing this, and I learned a lot even just putting today's video together. I also enjoy being challenged, and for those of you that are writing comments to me and challenging me on some of the things that I say, well, I do appreciate that. When I was on the faculty, I could tell a student was ready to graduate when they challenged me and then won, when they kind of stepped up and knew more than I did about a certain topic. That was an indicator that they're good and they're ready to go. And I think a lot of you that are listening are good as I'm being challenged. I want to thank Julie and Vicki, Stephen, Ricky, Spencer, and others of you for commenting and keeping me on my toes about some of the things that I say. I do this, I make videos because it's fun. I really enjoy doing this. I have video topics that I put together. If you want to suggest something, I'd be happy to try to put some new topics together on something that I'm not too familiar with. And because of that, I have to look to the literature and figure things out. And I enjoy that level of challenging. I'm learning it a lot, and it's really, I really do enjoy doing that. Based on some comments, I've contacted some suppliers of various orchid components and chemicals and things like that, and I've learned a lot from contacting the suppliers and the responses that I'm getting from them. Throughout this process, and it's been pretty short, I've had a lot of challenges. I've had successes and failures. Not all of my videos, I haven't released all of my videos. Some of them were just too bad. And I'm going to try something a little different that I haven't seen before. And so the title, again, let's get back to the title of today's video, is What a Bee Sees a Test. And at the end of the video today, there's going to be a link to an online test. Don't turn me off. It's a fun test, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. But what, so what does this mean? Have fun with the test. What I do, I like to do, the videos and photography, and I'm sure you have also some nice videos and images of the various orchid flowers and other flowers that you've made. And what I did is I decided to dig into my portfolio of different flower images that I have and get really close to the flower and see to try to estimate what a bee sees in order to see what's going on. So what I have is I've got 10 different images that are labeled 1 through 10, and what I want you to do is look at them and see if you can identify what type of orchid flowers these images are from. And again, they're close-up images. Some of them are going to be probably obvious, some of them may not be as obvious, but I want to have fun, and I'll see what we do now. What happens is you'll go online and take the test, and then I'll take a look at the results, and I'll just announce at the end of a week or a couple of weeks who got the most right, or if someone got them all right. And so when you take the test, you have to put your name in and put whatever name in you want to be mentioned on a future YouTube video that I'll put out with the test results. And if it turns out you like doing this, if there are a lot of responses and you like, I'll do it again. Or if it's a bomb, you won't see it again. So anyway, let's get started with the images. So the first image is right here. And this image, it's not a really high magnification image, but you can kind of get an idea. And I like this image because to me it looks like something, and it looks like a dragon flying out at you. And so if you can see that same image in here, that's fine, but I really like the flowers because of the spots and stripes and coloration. So this is image 1, that to me this part of the flower looks like a dragon flying out. Image 2 shows to me, it's also a really nice image. It's a little closer up image of a flower, and it might not be too difficult for you, but you can see within the throat of this flower that it has these yellow lines that go to where the pollinia are located, and this is kind of maybe the bee sees. This is kind of a landing strip where all of the arrows point towards the target where the bee should go. And I should mention with all these flowers that very few of these, if any, are native. They're all the result of crosses, so the coloration that you get is maybe not something that you would have in nature. And the other thing is that I say what a bee sees, but a lot of different insects pollinate orchid flowers, and sometimes birds pollinate them. There's a whole variety of things, but I don't want to get into that today. Anyway, let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is a little lower magnification, and I like this, again, not very high mag, and this was just a nice picture where I like the lines and the spots in this flower. So you should be able to, if you're familiar with this, you should be able to identify what type of orchid this flower is from. Figure 4 is another nice image. It's a higher magnification image showing lots of spots and streaks of this orchid flower, and I just took this because I thought it was just a nice picture. It was well composed, and see if you can figure out what this is. For number 5, this is an ocean of spots, and at the top of this, I see, if you look here, it looks to me like there's a snake face coming out of the top of this. I actually share some of these images with the breeders that made these flowers, and the breeder that made this flower responded with the following quote. He said, quote, "nice spots." So he wasn't expecting this from all of the progeny from this hybridization that he made, but this has some some frilliness in the in the some part of the flower, and a lot of spots on here. So this is flower number 5. Moving on to flower number 6. To me, and this is a low magnification image, but to me, flower 6, I could see a little bee with its abdomen pointed out at you, and the wings behind him. And I don't know, I'm using my imagination. I don't know why a bee would fly into another bee, but it kind of looks like that to me. Anyway, just a fun image that of flower number 6. Flower number 7 is an interesting image. It's a fairly high magnification, so this is a smaller flower. And in the top middle of it, I could see, to me, this looks like I got some kind of bird face looking out at me with long ears. There's a lot of interesting spikes in this flower, interesting colorations, some small spots, and this is just another interesting flower that I've added to this test for today. Number 7 is another flower that has a lot of runways going to the center of the flower. And again, possibly a bee attractant, I don't know. The one thing about this you should know is that this is not quite the natural flower. I pollinated this. Actually, I took the pollinia from this flower, so the anther cap, which is in the center, has been removed. So it's not quite what it looks like normally. Also, you can see on some of the flowers, you can see some small debris in there, and it looks like maybe even some insects, maybe some remnant thrips that are in here. Anyway, just I thought a really pretty flower for number 8. Number 9, again, it caught my eye. This image, real inside of this flower. And I just thought it had some nice colors. It was backlit, which made for an interesting photo. Finally, number 10. This is another flower that has where you can see the anther cap is intact. It has some nice runways that go to where where the stigma is, and it has lots of spots and stripes that center that go to the center of the flower. And again, a nice flower and interesting. So that's all of the flowers that I wanted to share with you today. What I'll have coming up is a link to the online test, which I'll also put the same link in the video description, so you can use that link as well. You sign in your name, and there's a code that you'll also have to find in the video description, and you'll use that code. You have 30 minutes to complete the test, so you might want to watch the video a second time before you, if you're interested, before you want to give the results in the test. At the end of the test, don't forget to hit submit. This is easy, this is fun. If this is work, if you don't feel like being tested, that's fine, let me know. It was fun for me to put this video together, it was fun, but a little bit of work to put all the images together as well. So that's all I have for today. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about what I do, please subscribe to my channel. And I won't say happy propagating, but good luck on the test.